Afternoon, I'm STACIE SCHAIBLE.
And I'm Jennifer Piñata, and this is News Channel 8 at 4.
A Dunedin man may lose his home, and the reason? Uncut grass. This is actually a follow-up to an 8 on Your Side story we've been following for a long time.
The Dunedin man just lost a federal court case over a huge fine issued because the grass in his yard grew too tall. But there is much more to the story, and his attorneys promise an appeal. 8 on Your Side's Jeff Patterson joins us now live from Dunedin City Hall, where he's been looking for answers. Hey, Jeff.
Good evening, Jennifer and Stacey. This story originally made national news because of this huge fine for uncut grass. The trial court has now sided with the city of Dunedin and says the homeowner must pay up. But the homeowner tells me if he has to pay this fine, he'll have to sell his home.
Jim Ficken is a 72-year-old retiree who lives on a fixed income in Dunedin. In 2018, he traveled to South Carolina because his mother had passed away and he was dealing with her estate.
But when I got back down here, I noticed that the grass was real high, so I immediately cut it.
He'd made arrangements for a friend to cut the grass, but while he was gone, the friend passed away and the grass grew. He later learned the city of Dunedin was issuing him fines for the uncut grass, but they never notified him.
I had no idea what was going on.
At $500 a day, the fines grew to $28,000. With interest, that's now more than $30,000. Ficken sued the city, but lost in federal court. His attorney promises to appeal.
The Eighth Amendment provides protections against excessive fines, and that's why this code enforcement action turned into a federal lawsuit.
Ari Bargil with the Institute for Justice says the city of Dunedin used its code enforcement office as a revenue stream for the city, and they weren't just trying to get people to cut their grass.
The city's revenue from code enforcement has been increasing exponentially over the last decade, and it's because of cases like this where people are fined almost into destitution for trivial violations.
In a statement to 8 on Your Side, the city of Dunedin says that the federal court ruling shows that the city did not violate any of Mr. Ficken's rights of due process or impose an unlawful fine. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we'll tell you what the city says they are now doing differently with code enforcement.
And Jeff, I'm sure a lot of people are wondering just how tall was his grass when the fines began?
Well, it's Florida. Grass can grow pretty quickly, but he says when he got home, it was about 12 inches high in his front yard. That is above the allowed limit here in the city of Dunedin. But again, he says he had made arrangements with a friend to have his grass cut. The friend passed away, and he didn't find out until he returned home that the grass wasn't being mowed. And again, he says the city didn't notify him of the fines. They simply kept piling up and piling up until we got to $28,000.
Such an unfortunate situation for him. Jeff Patterson reporting live for us tonight. Thank you.